She's begging me not to, offering marriage counseling, never going out again, never drinking again, etc., etc. Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go with them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, gonna go over a story titled, Am I Wrong for Not Giving My Cheating Wife Another Chance? And a big shout out to Eli for sending me this story. And guys, this story is about a guy whose wife, he's been with her, I think he said 14 years, they have a 7-year-old daughter together, went off on a girls' weekend. And the day they got there, she was hooking up with some guy like 10 years younger than her. She's 33, so some 23-year-old. And typical story, begging for forgiveness, meltdowns, all that, and he tells her to F off. Now, why am I doing this story? Because I've done countless stories like this. It's just another cheating wife on the girls' trip vacation story. The reason I'm doing this is because this story has gone national. This story was found on the Fox News website. This was sent over by Eli. He sent me this Reddit portion of it and also the link to Fox News, which I'll include here you can look at. It caught that attention for whatever reason. So that'll be a very good one to cover this one here. And you're going to see, guys, just like all these other stories, it's the same old BS. But what's interesting is that it backs up, again, why I say about the girls' nights and girls' weekends and all that. Now, does that mean every gal that goes on a girls' night, girls' weekend, whatever, is going to do something like this? No. But sadly, a lot do. Because otherwise you wouldn't have this stereotype and all these stories. But what also backs this up is the need and addictive craving that so many gals, or most gals, have in varying degrees about attention and validation from men. Particularly when they think, when they're getting older and know deep down they're not as physically desirable as they used to be. And in this story here, she's getting some wrinkles, and she's in her 30s now, and she wants to know she still has it. And that led her down this path as she's whining and complaining. All about the attention and validation, it never ends. And how once a cheater, always a cheater, and you should not take them back. So, starts off, says, me, a 39-year-old male, and my wife, a 33-year-old female, have been together for 13 years. She recently went away on a girls' trip. I was not worried at all. Smack! Well, he didn't know he should be worried. I've never had a reason to distrust her. She's never done anything to give me a cause for concern, and it's not likely she was even going abroad. Either... No. The odds are once a cheater, always a cheater, and there's been other things she just did a better job at hiding it. But she was going to Butlins, whatever the fuck that is, half an hour away for God's sake. She went with her sister and a few other gals. She called me up this morning, and I didn't expect anything other than her checking in. She only been away for one night of a 3-night trip. When I answered, she was crying and incoherent. So she's gone from 0 to Tusken Raider in like 2.3 seconds on the phone. Crying and begging. When I finally calmed her down, she told me she had slept with someone else the night before. You've been out at my hair one fucking day and you're already hooking up with some other dude? And now she's having the meltdown on the phone. The guy's having his fucking coffee, reading the morning paper, getting his daughter up for school. She's having her Cheerios, and this is the shit he's got to hear on the fucking phone. Supposedly, she met a guy who she approached. They flirted a little bit, danced together, and she just thought that was as far as it would go. But he supposedly just charmed her into a kiss, which turned out to be making out, which turned out to her asking him to walk back to her hotel, which turned into them having sex. Oh, thanks, wife of 13 years. I've been a great husband to you, and you go out for one freaking day, and this is what you do? Don't worry, we're going to get more into this. She says nothing was amiss. He wasn't pushy or weird, and they actually had sex multiple times. Oh, well, thanks for the numbers. Because she would say they need to stop, and he would stop immediately. And then after a few minutes, she'd want him to carry on, and he would. And he supposedly never even finished because of the stop starting. This supposedly went on for 3 hours, and she eventually said stop for good and asked him to leave, as he did. So, talk about rubbing salt in the wounds. Now, one can say, okay, supposedly she's giving this guy all the details, like not hiding anything from him. But on again, off again, on again, off again for 3 hours. So you can rule out the whole It was a mistake song and dance, which, we've heard that before. The guy is supposedly 10 years younger than her, and she said she lied and told him she was going through a divorce. This is why you don't buy into that crap, guys. She says she doesn't know what came over her, and she just wanted to see if she still had it, but got carried away. Translation: she's 33 years old, she is a mother, had a kid. Obviously she knows that her body and looks aren't as good as they used to be when she was 10 years younger, in her 20s. Want to see if she still has it, get that attention and validation, and from a younger guy. And is willing to throw her whole marriage away over some attention and validation. It's a fucking drug. Not that there should be pity on her or anybody else, but that's what it is. It says 14 years, married for 10, and we have a 7-year-old daughter. I want to leave her. Well, good. I don't blame you. She's begging me not to, offering marriage counseling, never going out again, never drinking again, etc., etc. Of course, she got what she wanted. She got that ultimate validation. And now she can offer all these things because her needs have been met for now. But what happens when time continues and now she's almost 40 years old and feels like she needs to know she's still got it? And more wrinkles are popping up on her face. And more hairs are turning gray, not just up here, but other places. Or menopause is around the corner. What happens then? Is she going to then do the same goddamn thing? You take her back and promise you more shit? Really? I've always been a one-chance sort of guy, and I just told her to go fuck herself, and I've been ignoring her since 10 o'clock in the morning. Now her friends and sister are calling me too. Of course. They apparently had no idea she'd even gone home with him. Sure. They saw her talking, but thought nothing of it. I just want them all to leave me alone. Block them. I told my mum about it, and she said that I should think of my family. And my wife seems genuinely remorseful and didn't try and hide anything and came clean straight away. That it's not like she had an affair and that it's all bad as it is the best case scenario. After that conversation, I feel like I'm insane. Am I wrong for not even considering forgiving her? No. It's none of your mom's fucking business, okay? Your mom wasn't cheated on. Your mom didn't get the details of your wife parking some other dude and all these other things here. It's none of your mom's business. Now you're going to find out more in the story that his wife and the mother are close. And we can all speculate why mom has no problem with a cheater. Ding, ding, ding. But no, if your gut reaction is we're done, overwhelmingly gut reactions are usually pretty accurate. Unless, of course, those gut reactions are somebody doing something violent, which nobody should do. But like that. Now for the update. So my wife came home tonight after giving me the day to cool off, and I asked to see the guy. I don't know why, maybe I'm a sucker for punishment. And of course he looks like a superhero. So that's great. The guy looks like Anthony Joshua or something. For the record, my wife is beautiful. Like perfect teeth, works out regularly, etc. I'm not ugly, but I'm just your typical English guy. Not overweight, but could probably lose a few pounds, bit of a dad bod, etc. I still have a full head of hair, which is nice. I always felt so lucky to be with her. Smack! That's part of the problem. She obviously knows that she has the power in the relationship because if what he's describing is accurate, she's a damn good-looking gal for her age who probably found her guy, who probably could have gotten guys way better looking and all that, but this guy was the guy that you marry and will be marriage material and won't cheat on her, and you all get the point. And that gave her certainty. Certainty that she could do what she did multiple times, over and over again. And you're going to hear more details in a moment that will make you even more not have any pity for her. That gave her certainty. Sadly, when men give women a lot of certainty, that is unfortunately when a lot of BS can happen, and testing barriers, testing what they can get away with, like children. I'm not saying all do this, but sadly, many do. She was an amazing partner, an amazing mother, funny, intelligent, etc. Well, maybe she is all those things, but maybe she's also been cheating on you for 10 years. You just never know. I asked her to lay out what happened to me in more detail. Oh boy, be careful what you wish for, sir. I wanted to catch any lies, changes in the story, and test her consistency. She basically says she was at the bar and the guy was stood next to her. They glanced at each other and she said, "Where did you come from?" to him. He asked what she meant, and she said he was the first handsome man she'd seen here, and that's how the conversation got started. So initially, she's chatting him up. Now she's flirting with him, calling him handsome. As for her telling him she was divorcing, that happened when he glanced down, noticed her ring, and asked her about it. Apparently, once she said that, he went on to say, "Not like I give a fuck either way. What a gent." Right then and there, she started the conversation, complimented him, roping him in, and then lied, saying she's going through a divorce. This isn't a mistake. There's always, "It was a mistake. It was a mistake." No, a mistake is forgetting to, pay the electric bill and they shut off the fucking electric, or you get the point. That's a mistake. Or leaving something in the stove too long. That's a mistake. But all this shit isn't a mistake. I asked if she thinks he could have slipped her anything, and she says it's impossible because they only did shots together. Oh, that's good to hear. I asked if she took any drugs, and she admitted to doing coke with her friends, which isn't all that surprising. If you're from the UK and you're into drinking culture, it's pretty standard. Smack! Obviously, he's not talking about Coca-Cola. Well, that's fucked up. She's a mother of a 7-year-old daughter, and she's out pulling this shit, and I might add, doing fucking illegal drugs. Are you kidding me? And all this crap? You really think she's a great prize now? A few of you seem to be American. Yes, I am. So let me explain what exactly a Butlins is. That's what I want to fucking know. It's basically a holiday resort, usually for families. But they sometimes host adult exclusive weekends where it's a pretty big party place. It's cheap and grimy and can be a lot of fun. People dress up, there's DJs, live music, multiple venues, and late night entertainment, etc. Why in the hell is your wife going to this without you? Why did you allow this? Your daughter could have been with grandma or grandpa or somebody else, for goodness sake. Why didn't she want to go with the other wives, husbands, and all that? As for people saying she got caught by her friends, she actually didn't. Supposedly. She disappeared with the guy and went home with him. Texted her friends that she was tired and wanted to go to sleep. As they were on the resort and the hotel, it's like a 3-minute walk, and they all just said to text when she was safe in her room. She was sharing a room with her sister, but she was in the other friend's room drinking and doing coke because they thought she was sleeping. She told the guy to leave around 6 in the morning because she thought her sister might be coming back, and that's when the party usually winds down. I asked her how many times she had sex with a guy, and she said 4 or 5, lasting between 5 and 10 minutes each time. So she is getting it all out of her system. 4 or 5, I'm sure she knows if it's 4 or 5. But we ain't done yet with the details. You can see why this made the Fox News. And he's supposed to give her a second chance. And you got people divided on this about it. Some people saying you should give her a second chance because she's a mother and she's so sorry. And others, take a hike, bitch. Apparently, even after cheating, she never thought she'd sleep with the guy. She says she just wanted to give him oral, so she did just that. Oh, okay, that makes me feel so much better. But the guy said he could only finish through sex. She didn't believe him. Until 20 minutes later, he still wasn't done, so she gave up and climbed on top. So she gave up and then climbed on top of him again. But then after about 5 minutes, she thought, "What the fuck am I doing?" and got off him. Oh, well, I'm glad she had a crisis of conscience or something like that. Then laid there and cuddled him and drank more, and then 10 minutes later, they'd be touching each other again. This repeated 4 or 5 times. She's really on that 4 to 5 times thing. She says that she kept thinking it was wrong, but then would think, it's too late now anyway, so I might as well carry on and basically go on through the loop of that. She's telling you all this shit. You know, some people are like, at least she's being honest. I asked her why she felt the need to see if she still had it. Now listen to this. And she says since she hit 30 years old, ding, 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 she's been self-conscious of her aging. 30, she's not fucking 80. Yes, 30 is not 20. You got a lot of amazingly beautiful women that are 30 fucking years old. And I get she popped out a kid a few years earlier. Okay, you got a wrinkle. Maybe some hair is turning gray. But come on here. Attention, attention, attention. Then when she spots a new wrinkle or something, it drives her to tears. She said that chatting to the guy made her feel young again, and she latched onto that. Oh, well. It's not my fault. It's, the wrinkles. Also, apparently the guy was there with a girl who my wife said looked like a younger version of herself. And the guy pointed her out to my wife and said that girl over there watching us has a crush on me, and laughed about it. After he'd been talking to my wife for like 30 minutes, the girl had enough, walked over and kicked the table, spilling the guy's drink, and then stormed off. She said that the guy picking her over a younger woman drove her ego crazy, and that was when she decided to kiss him. Think about it. Oh, this guy, this young, handsome, muscular guy who's 10 years younger is picking me, this 33-year-old mom who has a wrinkle somewhere over here, over this young, pretty thing. I gotta suck him and fuck him. I asked her why she even told me, and she said that when she woke up, she saw I sent a selfie of me and our daughter eating pizza together, and it sent her into a nervous breakdown. That she was waiting and sobbing so loud it woke up her sister, and that's when she confessed. Her sister told her that she was insane for what she did and wasn't very comforting, and then left the room mad at her, which made it even worse. And that's when she called me. Yeah, great story. I asked her to leave the house for a few days, and she is staying at her mom's house while I decide what to do. She begged me not to make her leave, but she did when I said it was the least she could do after blowing up our entire lives over wrinkles, making her sad. Well, she was blowing other things. As for my mother, she still thinks I should forgive her. Thanks, Mom. Thanks for all the love and support. For context, my dad died about a year ago, and my mom and my wife has really been a rock for my mum. I cannot see her as much as I liked due to my work, but my wife is self-employed as a lash/nail technician. Oh, there's a fucking stereotype. And has a lot of free time, which she uses to spend with my mum, to keep her company, to do her hair, and have girly days to try and make sure that she doesn't get lonely. That's very nice she's spending time with your mum, but still. Like I said, she was such a perfect partner. No, I don't think my mum is a cheater or whatever, and she is very angry at my wife, but she loves her, and she just wants everything to be okay. In other words, let's sweep it under the rug, and I can keep playing fucking pinochle with your wife, and everything will be magical and okay. No, it doesn't work that way, Mum. My daughter has no idea what is happening. She was already asleep when my wife came home and went again. She will just think Mummy is still on holiday. I still have no idea what I'm going to do. Honestly, I'm still reeling, but that's basically everything. Bro, I am so sorry this is happening to you. You don't deserve this. But guess what? She doesn't deserve you as a husband. Okay? And even if the entire duration of your marriage and relationship with her, she was fantastic, that doesn't excuse the shit that went down. And there is no way in hell that I believe that given how she jumped on this, and I mean she was jumping on a lot of things, jumped on this so quickly, day one, they're barely even there. And already she's onto this guy like that, right? And who knows how much other stuff was going on she's not mentioning. Also the fact doing coke. I mean, get the hell out of here. And then expects you just to take her back. She got out of her system. She's good for 10 years. And I bet you she will do counseling and ditch her friends and not drink anymore. She didn't mention the coke. And all this other stuff to get you to take her back and probably suck your dick 10 times a day. All these promises she's going to make because she's gotten out of her system. But what happens when she turns 40, right? Or she's 39 and one day old and freaking out about more goddamn wrinkles and hair turning gray. You see what I mean? No, bro, you can't have. And you know what? I think he said he's 38, 39 years old. Now, he ain't 20 anymore, but he still has a lot of life to live. And you stay with her every single time she's going to be on that phone, you're going to be thinking that she's up to no good. Every time you can't get a hold of her, you're going to be imagining that. Every time you eventually get romantic with her, you're going to be imagining all sorts of things that no husband wants to imagine his wife doing with somebody else. So I say end it, move on. Will you take a hit in the divorce? Of course, even though you did nothing wrong. Too bad she didn't text you some details, because now you just have the phone call and everything. But, and as for your daughter, of course you don't want your daughter to be hurt, but you want to be married to someone like that? It ain't going to be pretty. So I say talk to a divorce attorney. You're saying mum, so obviously you're not in America, probably in the UK, and find out your options and take it. Because you deserve far better. And your daughter deserves better. And that takes it to a whole new level, her doing illegal drugs. This is just despicable. People can call me a Puritan and all this nasty stuff, but I'm right. And I'm not going to change my opinion because what I say ruffles some feathers. And this story obviously made it to Fox News, the Fox News website, and got a whole lot of people commenting on it. So bro, you're never going to see this, but that's what I think. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.